Alright, howdy and welcome all to the Shadow Demon Vodcast. I'm your host, Shadow Demon. Today we're going to be continuing my playthrough of Fallout New Vegas with the Tale of Two Wastelands mod installed. Currently exploring the Big Empty. Going to try and complete the map here. Find all these little zones, collect the loot, and then go deal with Dr. Mobius. Then I'm going to make my way to the train station and take care of the stuff in the Capital Wasteland. I plan to beat the Capital Wasteland, or Fallout 3 main game and DLCs before returning and doing the DLCs for New Vegas, and then at the end completing the New Vegas quest line. Alright. Just exploring the radioactive research here. Or former research building. Alright. So I got a couple more spots up here that I need to get. These here might be locations, but I don't think so. Yeah, these might be the last, like, two. I think there might also be another one or something in this area as well, but we'll get there when we get there. There's usually a little pop-up that says you found everything. I think I can also look it up in the challenges.
This one looks pretty tough.
There we go. I think I turned them both into piles of ash. I will snag that. Alright. I forgot about the landmines on the pipes.
Time to fight.
Alright, let's see if a 50 cal can take care of him. That was an explosive round.
Cessation of hostilities complete.
That is not what I wanted to use, but alright. We'll just go to a regular sniper rifle now. And avoid accidentally blowing myself up.
Cessation of hostilities complete.
Alright. So I just got this one spot back here.
Sneaking done. Fighting now.
don't know what's detected me. I don't hear anything rushing to attack me.
Hostilities complete.
Alright.
This one looks pretty tough. Cessation of hostilities complete.
And 2 dead. We got a shish kebab and a sledgehammer. And pop goes the weasel. Oh yeah, I want that tin can as well. Now I just need some turpentine, and I can make a nuke quantum grenade. We'll take those. There we go. Excellent. I can now make a nuke grenade. Yeah, I'm almost certain there's more places that I haven't found yet. Yeah, I don't know if there's actually a way to tell. Other than looking at the map for these little dots. So they tend to mark where stuff is. Huh. Alright, well. Let's go deal with this quest here, because that is the next thing I gotta do. Probably should get the Explorer perk if I at my next level up. You can do that. Nuke grenade requires quartz. Okay. Not quantum. Well, I can make 2 of them. Howdy, Scythe. Welcome to the stream. Huh. What am I missing? Oh, I need to raise my explosives. Damn. Alright. So I can't make the nuclear grenades just yet. So we'll break down a bunch of ammo. Alright.
Might I be of service?
Yeah, the sink still hasn't restocked at all. Don't need any of those. See, we're going to offload everything I don't need. Got your crayons ready. Excellent. Yeah, we're just gonna offload anything I don't need, and then go hopefully beat this, or go talk to the guys upstairs. Oh, don't have anything for Muggy. How about the toaster? Nope, don't have anything for him. Alright. Quickly deposit some useless stuff. Drop those off. Alright. Let's go talk to the useless scientists upstairs.
Did you retrieve the technologies yet? We need them, as I have indicated. Why, yes. We are filled with the knowledge you speak of. If you wish to know more, simply ask the others. They can help you.
Alright. Real quick, we're gonna go talk to the others and see if I've got any speech checks I can do. Because that'll get me a little bit of experience. Oh, it must be a day that ends in Y. Yes, it is. Alright, no speech checks for Dr. 8.
The lobotomite. Yes, animal. Hormones, pores, glands, all wrapped up in skin. Who knows what terrifying secrets lie beneath your epidermis? Scalpels shall tell us your secrets, even if we must cut deep for such knowledge. I was head of my biology class at American High, you know?
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
So, you put down Gabe. Thank you. A scamp, but really, his highly augmented combat programming could have proved meddlesome. In any event, thank you for putting him down. One less test subject to catalog and sort. Clearly a failure of Doggy's cybo-engineering. Before you is the brain of Dr. Boros, head of animalogy, beastology, and DNA scrambling technology here at Big Mountain. I lay the bones and hearts of animals bare beneath my searing gaze, especially the dogs. I did so love dogs once. Especially Gabe, that rascal. But there are many animals to shape. Industrious cazadors, the happy-go-lucky night stalkers. They are my living, breathing DNA test tubes.
Yeah. So this is the guy responsible for those crazy bugs and the Night Stalkers.
Indeed. Docile, curious, safe, sterile. They are contained here at Big Mountain to preserve DNA and for observation.
Yeah, they're all over the Mojave.
Such creatures are found only here for research purposes. They would no more be capable of escape than breeding. I cannot expect a lobotomite to understand the careful surgical castrating procedures used in their creation. Perhaps a demonstration of my castrating power would settle your doubts. Impregnate you? What? Do you want to make me vomit inside my tank? The mere notion makes the edges of my biomed gel crystallize into asymmetrical patterns. Nonsense! That is what you speak. Nonsense from beyond. I was at the top of my high school class in American high school. I knew facts. I knew figures. I knew data. We would know if our research was flawed. It is not. We never contradict ourselves, so do not even try. In 2000, let's see, carry the 3, then count backwards with the great static, or beyond, there were the tarantula debates. And something about hawks, which made it around 2003, May, Tuesday. It was definitely Tuesday. Why are we even debating this? What you...
So apparently cazadors already exist in our world because of an asshole like this.
There are more important things to worry about than data and facts.
He fits right in 2024.
There is logic and purpose in it. If these technologies are needed to pierce the forbidden zone, so be it. Science is powerful, and in the right hands, our hands, if we had hands, we would be nigh unstoppable.
Alright. Move on to the next one. You just go to quickly pick a lock. And yoink the free ammo. that. No, wait, that's turpentine. I need that.
You are an unusual specimen to so boldly walk into the mighty expanse of the think tank, fearless and proud as a teddy bear. Between the extraction of their higher reasoning abilities and urination-inducing fear, most lobotomites dare not approach us, let alone speak to us. Yet you have no such fear. Facing me, epidermis fleshed with blood, plasma running molten beneath, your face contorting with muscular expression. Will you indulge me? Say a few words. Face towards the monitors, please, so that I might record it for further examination.
And we have the creepiest one of the bunch.
Yes, go on. Seeing your lips and mouth forming words, both revolting and somehow... How does it feel to have the flesh roll around in your mouth like that? To control each muscle and the tongue, like having a fish or extremely dexterous slug lolling and flopping in one's mouthal cavity.
Damn, I don't have perception high enough. Hold on. Let's see. Do I have anything that can boost my perception up 3? Mentats is 2. I can get 2 from Mentats. Alright, so we're just going to pop a thing of Mentats and a thing of Party Time Mentats and check my stats. Now, I think the Party Time... Wait, no, it's got both listed. Yes, my perception is up to 9.
Yes, it is a scientific fact. We have... It is... It varies. What? Nonsense. What? What are you doing? Stop it. Why are you making me partake in this filthy filmography? Enough. I am already intrigued. You have sufficiently percolated me. I don't know what it is about the biology of lobotomites. It infects my thoughts. All that skin and muscle and tissue.
Did these guys replace your body parts yet? Yes, they have. I currently don't have a heart, a spine, or a brain. I'm currently working on getting those back.
Perhaps there is value in what you say. I did so enjoy breathing once, long ago. Would you? I feel so ashamed, but yet so intrigued. You'll need to give me a rest in between visits, or else my jaw might run over. If you're ready, let me radar scan you. Slowly. Woo. Woo. Burble, burble, woo. bloop, 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 burble. Ba, ba, bloop. Ba, ba, bloop. Ba, ba, bloop. Whew. Last little bit there. Ah, thank you, lobotomite. Please, you must come back for further study when I've had a rest. I'm a little sensitive right now.
I don't know what's more awkward. This robot actually having said that, or the fact that there was a voice actor in a recording booth who made that sound. Don't the replacements give you buffs, though? Yes, they do. But you get more buffs if you swap certain items back.
Breaking news! Talking lobotomite arrives in think tank. Its purpose, unknown. Undefinable. Its presence here, impossible. Oh, really? Now the lobotomite is a master of the dictionary arts. What, do you have a doctorate in verbology? No? I do. And stop the presses. Just in from my eye monitors. Is that Rob Kotek on your arm? It is! What's your agenda bringing that in here? How dare you bring Rob Kotek in here? What are you showing off? How great Robert House and his big company are?
Ooh, we can make Securitrons better than any robot those geniuses at Big Mouth can make. And they'll last 1,000 years.
You're lucky I don't have hands to tear that dip boy off your arm, or feet to stomp on its stupid metal guts. Ugh. Damn Robco. Worry about House? Why would I do that? Hope he died alone in a dingy room, streaming his last remaining bodily fluids into jars. And him and his dirty girdle bots. Don't even get me started on those filthy biological catcher's mitts.
Alright. So I have gotten as much experience out of them as I think I can get. Make drugs.
Did you retrieve the
What? You did?
Your survival, let alone success, barely registered in my projections. Now, all I need to do is check my transmission databank. Mobius is always filling it up with his psychotic calls. Oh yes, there's the schematics, just like you said. How truthful.
Ugh.
Yes. 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 No. I mean, yes. You just need to analyze these technologies for a moment. They are extremely advanced, you know?
Yeah, I'm going to advance my boot into your voice modulator if you don't give me some solid data.
These technologies work. Of course I know. If you remember, we described them in clearly abstract, contradictory statements before. Why would we do that if we weren't certain on how to use them? Yes. So let me, a bit, I'll figure it out.
Alright. Let's teach him his job.
It's the X2 array, not the antenna I should be examining. That was most likely my plan, yes. Let me check something. Of course, I have it. The override sequence to open the Forbidden Zone door is hidden in the schematics. Well, not hidden. It's actually right there, behind the programming equivalent of coffee stains. It's embedded in what seems to be recursive code. It's badly commented there and there. Oh, and null pointers, very sloppy, Mobius. You see, using the antenna to boost the emitter's sonic frequency and the stealth suit to bypass the Forbidden Zone lock, yes, that could work. Was that my plan? It must have been. Sometimes I truly surprise myself. The door is open, and now Mobius will get his.
Alright. These items don't seem more... yeah, whatever.
Illogical? Ridiculous. I mean, technically, these items could all be used to put you back together once you had your brain. But for now, they can be used in the name of aggression. The door should be unsealed. Now, instead of being subjected to threats, we can now send an equally threatening message to Mobius. And that message is science. Deliver this message, and Big Mountain shall be freed from Mobius's reign of terror. You can go now. That's your cue.
I can't wait till I have my brain back and I can beat the crap out of them.
Soon, pitiful ones. Soon I will rule.
Alright. No, I want data. And to the Forbidden Zone.
Time to fight.
You won't escape me. Scorpion, attack!
Jesus. I spawned in the scorpion's nest on this one.
Was that all?
But I survived. Perfect. Now I just need to heal up a little bit and search the bodies. Now, the real question is do I cheese this fight coming up? Or do I actually attempt it properly? If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Ready, steady, fighting.
Alright.
Bad guys dealt with.
There we go. I just deactivated it. I don't think it actually counts as me killing it. Oh, it reactivated it. It doesn't know where I am, so... skill issue. Yeah, hold on. Just gonna let my stealth field recharge, and then, I can go beat it to death with an axe. Ah, crap. I'm probably going to get nuked. I survived! Excellent, and I leveled up. Next goal, max out explosives. And... lessons learned probably wouldn't be a bad idea. But, you know what, I'll grab lessons learned just so I maximize the amount of experience I gain from that. And then I'll get Explorer next level. Because I should get a good chunk of experience for completing the quest as well. Coming up. And I'm going to break all of the turrets, because they're worth 27 experience. Try and eliminate as many duds as I can. I think just that one. There we go. Damn it. Drink off that. Also, no. Just real quick, take them out. Alright. I should survive this. So, yeet. Perfectly fine. I can use to repair my one gun. Use that to repair my one gun. And oh, that's perfectly fine, so I don't need it. And I can repair a special version of that one. Alright. Alright. Not a whole lot of eliminations this time. Transmissions is 4 out of 12. Yeah, that's only got 3 overlapping. Again, 3. So that's got 3 overlapping. The M overlaps and the I, so I know it's not that one. Alright, you know what? Start from here. AP, nope, 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 nope. It's definitely not that one. Nope. Nope. I don't have 4 overlaps there. Nope. Okay, that's got 4 overlaps. Nope, that's only 3 correct. Oh no, it didn't have... I'm an idiot. There we go. Nothing really worthwhile in there. Alright. We're just gonna axe this to death. Right. The explosions will cripple my limbs. To the laser rifle. That's safer to... This is safer to use. Yoink that.
Who do you think is cuter, Dr. Klein or Dr. Boros?
And I have fully repaired my laser rifle. Or close to it. Just execute that guy. And one last set of buildings to explore. I gotta find some armor to repair my armor with. But, wait. I will take that Nuka-Cola. Alright. No, I want turpentine. Because now I know I can make the nuka grenades, because I have the explosives for it. Alright. Time to go confront Dr. Mobius. After entirely cheesing his boss fight. Alright. First, let's loot. Snag the whiskey. Snagged bottle caps. Definitely take the rebound. Lots of mentats. This man loved his mentats. Might be the right armor type. Nope. I need medium, not light. Okay. I will reclaim my brain shortly. There we go. Whoops. Hold on. Don't need that. And through the next door.
Nobody ever notices me, but they notice the Pip-Boy light.
Worst case scenario, I can always drink whiskey to carry all this stuff back to the sink. Wait, that had bottle caps. I was a little quick on the exit there.
You're my best friend forever.
Alright. Snag the fixing thing. Nope. And take his scrubs.
Oh, hello there. You are there, aren't you? Forgive my confusion. So hard to tell these days. You seem familiar somehow. I'm guessing you're here for your brain, perhaps? It's just up there. Such a nice brain, young, very bright. Little hard to see you. Can you walk into my left, right FOV cone? Ah, that's it. You're coming into focus nicely. Depth perception is a problem with this old monitor of mine. Went black a while ago. That's old age for you. Should look at getting the visual nerves reattached. It's just that the right eye would see the wrong things. The flying tortoises were the worst. Would you care for a mentat? I love mentats. Delicious and smarty. I have all sorts of amazingly science-erific thoughts and ideas when those chalky tablets are zipping through my biogel. I forget them all not long after, though, especially with the data constipating my memory core. Afraid binary streams might shoot out my chassis. Had to start using the dome floor and walls here to inscribe equations, although I've somewhat lost track of where they start and end. Really? That implies preconceived notions, theories, and a hypothesis about this meeting? Please extrapolate. What was I supposed to be like? After all, it might be worth a cognitive realignment if your theoretical Mobius is better than I. Oh, a variety of reasons. You're something of a homily. Anomaly? You're really quite special, and not in the cranially challenged way. You see, you are the most successful brain extraction experiment ever performed here at Big Mountain. A victim of your own success, as it were. If you were to go back with what your brain knows about the procedure, well, your brain could be popped back in and you could walk right out of here. Can't have brains moving around of their own volition. Now, that seems to be rather hormonal of you. Flight or fight response, you know. Hard to cut that out completely. Your brain is here, safe with me. We chat over mentats. Do you? You seem fine without it. And does it even want to go back with you? Maybe you should ask it. It's quite independent, has all manner of opinions. Tell you what, I'll leave it up to your brain. If it wants to go, then fine. If not, well, you should respect its wishes.
Alright, we're gonna drop a quick save here, because last time I got to this point, it soft-locked on me. Yeah, we're going explore.
Well, well, look who finally dragged themselves in out of the wasteland. And where have we been, Crawling through pits of radioactive muck again? Ah, well, as to that, you'd be surprised how hard a feminine-sounding voice modulator is to find in the Forbidden Zone. It's not as though brain-sustaining life support tanks grow on trees. I had to take what I could get. Ah, lovely. Figured that out, have we? Would you like a cookie?
Alright.
Yes, well, believe me, the opposite is equally true. Good Lord, have you bathed at all since they pulled me out of you? Well, I see sarcasm hasn't eluded you. Fine, perhaps now isn't the best time, but it's the principle of the thing. Well, that's a fine how do you do. Me, quote, dick, unquote. As if I'm the one responsible for the way you carry on gadding about the wastes. I'm not the one that makes us clamber around Technus-infested ancient vaults or go charging off to New Vegas on missions of ill-conceived revenge. And have we forgotten who got us shot in the head and buried in a shallow grave? Do you think I enjoyed that little moment?
Technically, all of that was because of my brain. Therefore, it is the one responsible.
I most certainly am not. I'm the seat of all reason and logic in our little partnership. All
And rage, apparently.
feelings that motivate you, that sense of righteousness and that rush you get when you help someone. Do you know where those come from? Glands. They come from glands. Free of the tyranny of your ape-like and primitive endocrine system, I can see how foolish your motives are. And you're an expert on your own glandular delusions, are you? No, leave this one to an impartial authority. Me. Fun? Fun? Is tetanus fun? Is rickets? What about sepsis, huh? Enjoy that, do we? The things you do with our body are suicidally dangerous, and if you could silence your glandular impulses, you would hear me screaming at you! I'm not going to lie to you. The prospect is definitely not that appealing. Look at it from my perspective. Here I have peace, quiet, and safety. Well, barring the odd rogue scorpion. In your head, I've got poison, radiation, grisly injuries, and biological functions. Do you know how much more you can get done when you're not constantly looking for places to urinate? It's quite a lot, I can tell you. Overrated biological feedback. Believe me, you only feel that way because you've got all that meat. Oozing hormones. Well, certainly there might be some things I miss about being ambulatory. We have seen some incredible sights, haven't we? Jason Bright and his followers launching into the vast unknown. Helios 1 coming back online. But still, given the tremendous, potentially life-ending peril that went along with those, yes, I'd rather stay here. Oh no! Please, don't leave me here in this nice, safe dome where I have access to nutritive fluids and a fully indexed library. Please don't deprive me of being dragged through a landscape so bleak it was actually improved by the end of the world. I don't know how I could bear it. It's true, the brains here have experienced some degree of deterioration.
I may lack the skills to convince my brain to come back. Ha! Now I've got him.
Of course I accounted for that. Do you think I'm so stupid? No, you're right. Maintaining my current functionality will be harder than I thought. This bears some further looking into. Let me see. I suppose you'd continue on much as you are now, using that synthetic thinking machine to do the heavy lifting. Unless, of course, the batteries run out. But that seems unlikely. I'm not entirely sure. I suppose there's a chance that the reintegration would create some improved synergy between us. What form that might take, though, I cannot say. Ugh, crawl back in there? Are you mad? I don't know where you've been. For all I know, you're riddled with disease or packing one of those delightful head wounds you seem to attract. I'm not crawling back into your head just to ooze right back out again.
And I can at least flirt with my own brain.
Are you coming on to me? Sweet Lord, I don't have the words for how repugnantly wrong that is. Please tell me we weren't that perverse when I was in your head. Ugh. Anyways, even if that was on the table, I have a problem. Even if I wanted to settle myself back in your skull and go to all the trouble of reconnecting nerve endings, Dr. Mobius doesn't have the tools here. We would have to make use of Dr. Klein's lab, and I rather doubt the brains are inclined to share. And you believe them? Really? I know you were recently deprived of my fabulous advice, but really? Once I'm delivered into their clutches, they'll find a way past the radar fence and the whole Mojave will be their playground. And that is assuming, of course, that one of them doesn't take a fancy to our body and decide to slip his own brain into it instead. Oh, Lovely. We've reached the mindless violence portion of the program. Tell me, what exactly are you, and I use the word loosely, planning?
Well, I've got the explosives to deal with this problem.
Well, you have always been thorough in your destruction. All right, what's your plan? Right. Look out, think tank. This brain is coming out of its jar. I suppose now that we're reunited, you'll want to fill your torso up with those other meaty parts the think tank took from us. Personally, I think your upgrades are quite a bit better. But now that I'm with you, the Sync's autodock can plug them back in no problem. Right then, off we go. Klein will be in for a nasty shock when he realizes the pacification field won't work on a mind and body reunited.
Excellent. It didn't soft lock on me. Just gonna break my legs a little bit as I make my way out. Oh, right.
Nobody ever notices me, but they notice the Pip-Boy light.
Alright. Now then. We can fast travel back to the balcony. And before I complete this... Alright. So, I did miss a couple of places. 3 of them. Alright, we'll reinstall some equipment and then head back out. Yoink. No, wait. Not what I wanted to do. Swap body parts. Yeah. So, 50% resistant to poison, 25% less likely to have a crit scored on me, but healing items are twice as effective. Super useful. And then... I need to get the brain put back in. I think the other one is spineless right now. Yeah. So strength and DT have increased by 1. If I put the spine in, it'll be endurance is up. Oh, reinforced spine is... Ah, they've doubled. Okay. But I can now be crippled. And we can turn this on. There we go. And I've leveled up again. Yep. Almost have explosives maxed. Yeah, fucking bots. Let's see. Splash damage would be fun. But I'm going to start upgrading my implants. so I can hold more within myself. And now I just need to break some stuff down. And I can't make any of the important rounds, so we'll just store some stuff. Missiles and flamer fuel, liquid nitrogen. Drop those off because I don't need them. Alright.
Might I be of
Real quick. Does the sink have any medium armor? Got combat armor. That'll do. Don't need those. I want to keep Dr. Mobius's scrubs. Sell the castor eggs. There we go. Now then, I can come in here and repair the stealth suit. Mostly repair it. Nope, that's light armor. Okay. Drop the power fist, the police baton, because I don't need them. Excellent. Alright. Let's go get these last 3 spots.
Ready, steady, fighting. Technically, it's impossible to educate my painkillers. Is that all?
There we go. I don't know if there's anything here worthwhile. Yeah, that's with dynamics. Yeah. There are some mines, at least.
time to fight.
Yeah. Where are the enemies? I don't know where the apparent enemies are.
Cessation of hostilities complete.
Okay, yep, there isn't anything here. Alright, so we're gonna head to Big Mountain North Tunnel and then get the Mysterious Cave and Elijah's Watch. Alright, let's see what's in the Mysterious Cave. Cave fungus that I can pick at least. Thought I saw something scurrying over here. Yes, Cazadors. I think this is where there's a legendary creature. Oh boy. Yeah, I think this is where the legendary Cazador spawns. Shoot the Radskeeto. Rad Dragonfly is down.
We're all lit up. Is it Christmas?
Alright. We will just continue on down the other chamber. And deal with whatever is here. Worst case scenario, I still have, I think, 8 or 9 rounds of explosive ammo for the 50 cal. Yep. We got AP, incendiary, 9 rounds of explosive.
Girls take their medics.
Legendary bloatfly.
Ready, steady, fighty.
gotta make sure this one counts. Let's see if I can shoot it in the left wing. Nope, I think I missed. Luckily, it hasn't seemed to be able to hit me. Oh, shoot. It only needs to hit me once, though. Alright. So that is death number 23. We'll just quickly make our way through this again. Clear out this side first, then go deal with the legendary bloatfly. The number goes up. Yes, the party parrot is dancing. The number has arisen. It's been a couple episodes since the number went up.
This will only sting for a second.
There we go. Alright, there's only a couple more I have to deal with, and then we will pull out the explosives and deal with the legendary bloatfly. This time, not getting shot. And hopefully getting a crit on it if I can. AP, incendiary, and explosives. Alright, item. We're gonna pop a psycho. And get a sneak attack on it. Not going to waste a good shot on that thing. Just need another hit and it's down. Okay. Last explosive round. I got it!
Was that all?
Legendary bloatfly annihilated.
Ready, steady, fighting. That's all.
And 51 blowfly meat out of that. And 17 psycho, 14 buff out. Oh, I got tons of sort of useless stuff. Alright.
Fighting now.
The rest of the stuff in here is an easy kill. I'm not too worried about it. Just to be safe, we're going to drop a quick save as well. I just gotta remember how to get up to there. And blood bug annihilated. Data, local map. Yeah, there is something I missed. A path. Yeah, it would have been easier to probably fight the legendary blowfly from here, but I did it from ground level. Got upgrade. Anti-scrubs bone saw. Ah, chemistry set? Nope, just a hot plate that I can activate. Some Abrexo cleaner. All right. Well, jump on down and head out. We've got one more spot to get, and then I will have fully explored Big Empty. And then we go get to kill the scientists. Alright. And I think I got to go up and around this way to get to my next destination. What is in this box? Nope. There we go. I'll take the turpentine. Yeah, I gotta get up behind that building, I think. It's just finding the path up there. Okay, this is where I found Muggy. And I think it's back along the fence here that I need to go.
We're all lit up. Is it Christmas?
Snag the ammo. Excellent. Excellent. More ammo. And I know some robots are going to spawn to attack me. I think this is where I get the prototype Tesla cannon. Couple of drained microfusion cells. Yep, got everything. Got his journal.
This will only stand for a second.
Got one turret, two turrets, and the jury-rigged Tesla cannon. The just slightly better version of a regular Tesla cannon, despite being jury-rigged. And I ran out of energy cells for that thing fast. But I cleared the robots faster. Alright. Back to the balcony with everything explored.
You require some addition.
Now then, we can come over here. Nope, that's the heart. That was the spine, so then you were brain? Huh.
You require some addition.
Nope.
You require some addition.
Alright. That'll cost me 10k. That's a turbo injector. Alright. Let's go to the think tank and confront Dr. Klein.
The lobotomite returns. Our lobotomite. Has Dr. Mobius been denominated into scrap metal and voice module parts, as we hoped? I recommend watching your tone with me, lobotomite. Now, your brain. Hand it over, or we'll extract it again.
Alright. I'd say he's past due for a lobotomy himself.
Fight?
I've never been in a fight. What do I've... Colleagues! Think tank! Alert! Alert! We are under attack!
Time to fight.
Alright. What would be fun?
Remember that time I suggested we get bodyguards?
Okay, we're going to... They actually can fight. So we're going to do this a little differently.
Boros falls. The audience gasps in terror.
There we go. Just took some drugs and dealt with the problem. And I've looted everything. Fuck it. I will sort all of that out once I can get to some traders.
As it had been in the years before the Great War, Big Mountain, the Big Empty, became home to one of the brightest minds of the 23rd century. The courier watched over the Big Empty for years to come, caring for it and keeping its discoveries safe until they were needed to help others. Which had always been Big Mountain's purpose. Past the laboratories and science, it had always been intended as a place to build the future of all mankind.
The Sync Central Intelligence Unit was impressed by the amount of exploration the courier had undertaken. Facilities believed lost, destroyed, or ones that had simply gotten up and walked to new locations had been rediscovered by its intrepid new master. Internally, the artificial personality debated as to whether it preferred the old management to the new, and concluded that the courier's thorough approach to research and investigation was admirable and worthy of its respect.
Dr. Mobius continued his research undisturbed in the Forbidden Zone. As much as he had attempted to create better scorpions, he tried the same with humanity, with considerably less success. These failures didn't bother him overmuch. Once the rush of mentats wore off, he forgot he had failed in any event. After all, the bright young mind who had come to visit him in the Forbidden Zone had already exceeded his expectations.
The Sync atop the dome bustled with the voices of a small town, constantly chirping, arguing, and snarling at each other. Still, this all happened productively in the interests of its new owner. The Sync Central Intelligence Unit discovered, despite its inversion code, it was comforted by the sense of community the other personalities gave it.
The Biological Research Station, obsessed with seeding everything in sight, requested a transfer to the X-22 Botanical Garden, so that it might, in its own words, sensually fertilize the garden's smooth contours. The garden sent back a polite refusal, saying it had prior commitments with a vault it had helped infect before the war.
The book chute continued to devour all seditious materials until it nearly choked on a paperclip. It adamantly maintained it was a Chinese paperclip, and the whole thing had been an elaborately orchestrated assassination attempt. Whatever the reason, it slowed down for a while, carefully appraising each document and clipboard that came to it.
The light switches continued to bicker and flicker.
This persisted until the day someone dropped a flashlight in the sink, and the two of them united in their hatred of the showboat. One of them eventually transferred to the Lightwave Dynamics plant and began a long, unrequited affair with one of the holograms.
The sink continued to ruthlessly scrub any particulate matter that came near it. Eventually, it gained access to the magneto-hydraulics plant and nearly flooded all the Big Empty in an attempt to scrub the crater clean. Once it learned of the innovative toxins plant, however, it gained new purpose. It sought to develop antitoxins to flush into its drains and counteract the poisons bleeding into the soil.
The toaster continued its psychotic spree, reducing all appliances in range to scrap electronics and spare parts. After one of its more psychotic episodes, however, the other sink personalities decided enough was enough and dumped the toaster in a bathtub. Sparking and hissing, the toaster swore its enemies would rue the day when they had bread and no way to toast it.
Muggy did his best to collect coffee cups, although in his quest, he accidentally trapped himself in Higgs Village. It might have been the end for poor Muggy. Except he found it peaceful there, tidying up the kitchens of the think tank professors back when they had been flesh and bone. Well, except for Dr. O, who was an asshole for having created Muggy in the first place. Muggy left O's house deliberately dirty, punishing the dishes and cups that lived there in blind revenge for serving Dr. O.
Blind old Jefferson, with sounds the courier brought him, created a symphonic counter-frequency that saved Big Mountain from sonic invasion in 2910. If you didn't hear about it, good. It was rumored by the other personalities that he had a brief fling with the light switches. Although he forgot their names once too often and was soon left in the dark as punishment.
Autodoc, always gentle and methodical, kept sewing up the courier in all the right places when the skin split open from repeated wear and tear. The Autodoc was just glad to have purpose again. It heard its simpler brothers and sisters who got shipped to the Sierra Madre were bored out of their skulls in that toxic dead city. In time, the Autodoc found a way to deactivate the Y-17 trauma harnesses, releasing the corpses they had held prisoner for almost 200 years.
As the courier ran through the X-8 facility multiple times, the computers analyzed the test subject's movements. Rather than performing a superficial observation, they realized the subject barely knew what communism was, or even what a high school was. This confused them for a time, until the facility finally realized that its research had succeeded. So it let its cyber dogs out into the wastes to help protect small communities from physical aggression rather than communist propaganda.
The infiltration program in X-13 felt spent, having repeatedly upgraded the stealth suit until it could upgrade it no more. It felt warm, fulfilled, and a bit sluggish. It realized not long after the stealth suit had left it without so much as a note on the nightstand. So the infiltration program sent out robo-brains into the wastes, looking for its wayward technology. It eventually found Repcon HQ and set up a new research center, testing and murdering fiends who kept breaking into the facility.
The courier, organs intact, continued onwards, a little less heavy of step, but with all the organs in the right places, as they should be. After all, brains can develop a life of their own when left to their own thoughts, and the courier's brain was more clever than most.
The think tank basement, filled with the lobotomized robotical frames of the doctors, now served as a graveyard. The monitors had recorded the battle in its entirety, including the think tank's final shrill, terrified screams, whimpers, and pleas for mercy. They broadcast these humiliating last moments as a warning to anyone approaching the perimeter that other smarty pants were not welcome. The courier was the inheritor of the Big Empty, and there was room for only one will in the halls of the think tank dome.
There is an expression in the wasteland, old world blues.
It refers to those so obsessed with the past they can't see the present, much less the future, for what it is.
They stare into the what was, eyes like pilot lights, guttering and spent, as the realities of their world continue on around them.
Science is a long, steady progression into the future. What may seem a sudden event often isn't felt for years, even centuries, to come.
In the times following the Second Battle of Hoover Dam, however, old world blues took on a new meaning.
Where once it was viewed as a form of sadness, nostalgia, it became an expression describing the potential for the future.
It can be easy to see science as evil, technology unchecked as the source of all ills, all misfortunes.
With the courier at the helm, science became a beacon for the future. There was old world blues, and new world hope. And hope ruled the day at Big Mountain.
We could say more, but the stories in the Big Empty speak for themselves. Now armed with the transportal Ponder, the courier could return to the dome at any time and crack open the secrets of the Big Empty one by one. The sink sat vigilant, waiting for its master to return, shoes covered in Mojave dust. Only one road yet remained, and it was one the courier had to walk alone.
Alright, I have gained the big-brained perk. My head still cannot be crippled, but I'm only 10% resistant to chems again. But I get another 10% to my DT.
Might I be safe in... Will Sir be staying for any...
See... Nope. Still hasn't refreshed. Alright, but... I've made it to level 30. I can max out explosives. Yeah, we'll drop the other 10 in speech, and then probably next time I'll dump some in survival. Yeah, Iron Handshake wouldn't be a bad idea. Let me check out what the 30 perks are, level 30 perks are. An extra 50 pounds of gear wouldn't be bad. I might go with Iron Handshake. Just want to see. I need to up my agility before I can get that, which is the leg implants. Yeah, I need to start upping my agility to get some more of the sneak perks as well. Yeah, I need endurance 8 for that. Alright. Yeah, we're gonna go intense training. And pop the agility up to 6. And we're gonna make 5 auto-inject stim packs because those things keep saving my life. Alright. Snag all of this stuff.
With the brains dealt. Oh.
Have that process appliances and whatnot.
I never trusted them. Stay.
Alright. I don't want to make the junk rounds. So I'm going to, real quick, break down all of the spare ammo that I don't need. Yeah, I can only make junk rounds, so I'm not going to bother with making 50 cal stuff. Do that conversion. Yes. Make 5 nuka grenades. And some stim packs. And then... So that's microfusion cells. And that's electron charge packs. Okay. So I want to convert all of these, at least a good chunk of them. Yeah, we're just going to spend a little time crafting what I can.
Please, please, please.
Alright. Don't have any stuff for him.
You're back, and I can do.
Fill the empty bottles that I have. That gives me a bunch of purified water.
Will Sir be staying for...
Alright. Now then, the real question is what can I purchase here that is lightweight but valuable? Okay, do I have the K9000? Yes. I will buy the 2 upgrades for the K9000. And just start offloading some stuff that I don't need. I will keep that around because I can use it to take down barriers at times. Don't need that. I'll store that away. Don't need that. Probably end up putting that back on, but keeping this one around just in case I need to up my endurance or something. Alright, I don't need all this blowfly meat. Don't need that. Don't need the wonder glue right now. Or the pilot light. Actually, what I can do is... Oh, wait. Make sure I don't accidentally buy... Yeah, that stuff I can break down. I can break those down. I'm just going to buy all of the rounds of ammo I can break down. Because the lead weighs less than all of these rounds do. Alright. Now I can come over here. And offload the tons of stuff that I don't need. I'll keep the thin red paste. I'll store all that in the fridge. I'm not too worried about it. Just gotta empty this out. Oh yeah, the big one is going to be... Yeah, I'm gonna cut my electron charge packs in half. Same thing with the energy cells. Dump all the flamer fuel. Any of these overcharged, the BBs, the darts. Alright. I'm just sort of looking for lightweight things that I can get, that I can hold on to, that actually have some value. I'm eventually going to use the 12 gauge, so I will take some of this extra special ammo for it. Alright. There we go. Now then, I should be able to... Hey, I can make some 50 cal rounds now. Break down the stuff that I bought and don't need. Alright. And there's no 308 or 50 cal rounds that I can make. Cool. How much am I still over? A lot. Apparently I can't break down the 223. We'll just drop that there. Along with the missiles. And most of the microfusion cells. All the flamer fuel. Cut that in half. Cut that in half. Don't need that. Alright. Just gonna move back to the safe here. Tuck that away. Actually, no, I'm gonna keep the grenades on hand. Keeping the shovel. Don't care about those. Damn it. Alright, you know what? I think this is a good place I need to call it a night. I thank you all for coming. I hope you had a good time. If you did, I will be live again on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time playing some Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. Come on by if you enjoyed.